is the slide of lungs. Here you can see the alveoli, which look like the bubbles, and here you see this is the intrapulmonary bronchus. Why I am telling it is a bronchus? Because here you can see a cartilaginous plate. As you go down the respiratory tract, the cartilaginous plate, they go on disintegrating. You cannot see a continuous cartilaginous plate, it is broken. You can see discontinuous plates, and here you can see these are the pieces of cartilages. So by this, seeing the cartilaginous piece, you can tell it is a bronchus, because bronchioles, they don't have cartilages. I will show you the bronchioles, which are rich in, there in bronchioles you can see the smooth muscles, but it is devoid of cartilage. Here you can see one bronchiole, you cannot find any cartilaginous plate, but here in the bronchus you find cartilaginous plates are there. So here first we will start with the mucosa of the intrapulmonary bronchus. It is wavy. Can you see it is wavy? Why? Because of the presence of smooth muscles in the lamina propria. Okay, you find the smooth muscles in the lamina propria, due to which the mucosa is wavy. But in extrapulmonary bronchus, you can see the mucosa is bit smooth, but what is the lining epithelium here? It is same in both intrapulmonary bronchus as well as extrapulmonary bronchus, that is pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium. And here are the layers. I will tell you, in the intrapulmonary bronchus the layers are, which is same as that of the extrapulmonary bronchus, but the constituents they differ a bit. So here the epithelium, the mucosa, it consists of the epithelial lining, that is pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium lying on the basement membrane, along with the lamina propria containing smooth muscles. So here you see the wavy mucosa. But in extrapulmonary bronchus you will find the trachea, extrapulmonary bronchus, there is the mucosa is smooth due to the absence of smooth muscles in the lamina propria. Then here the submucosa and mucosa, next layer comes your submucosa. So here you can see that the submucosa is intermingled with the lamina propria, that is the mucosa. But here, there in the extrapulmonary bronchus, it is totally separate, because the smooth muscles are not there. And the fourth layer is the adventitia. This is the outermost layer, which is adventitia, made up of connective tissue, loose areolar connective tissue. Again I will show you the cartilaginous plates here. You see, these are the cartilaginous plates. Okay. So now we will come to, so first is the conducting, the respiratory system. It is divided into two parts, the conducting part and the respiratory part. So the conducting part starts from your nostril, then nasal cavity, then larynx, pharynx, nasopharynx, then larynx, pharynx, then it goes to trachea. At the level of C6, larynx and trachea starts. Then trachea divides into primary bronchus. Then primary bronchus divides into secondary bronchus or segmental bronchus. Then tertiary bronchus. So from secondary bronchus it is intrapulmonary. You will see this is intrapulmonary. So it may be secondary bronchus or it is tertiary. Mostly it is tertiary, because you see the cartilaginous plates, there are so small pieces. So it is tertiary bronchus. Then it goes on dividing into till it reaches 23 generations. Then comes your bronchioles. So what is the difference between bronchus and a bronchiole, which I will show you now. The bronchiole, the minimum diameter of the bronchiole is less than 1 millimeter, and they are totally devoid of cartilage. No, you will not find a single piece of cartilage here. And you see the lining epithelium. As you go down to the respiratory tract, the lining epithelium decreases. The height of the lining epithelium decreases. You see here it is pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium, but here you find this is the terminal bronchiole. Okay, so here it is, you find the lining epithelium is simple columnar, and cilia may be there, but as you go down the respiratory tract, the height of the cells they decrease. So from pseudostratified ciliated columnar to low columnar cells or cuboidal cells. So it is the terminal bronchiole. What is the criteria for bronchiole? They are the diameter of a bronchiole, it is less than 1 millimeter, and they are devoid of seromucinous gland, which you found here. The seromucinous gland you find in the submucosa. Similarly, you find this seromucinous gland in the trachea also. So these are the seromucinous gland which you find in the submucosal layer of the intrapulmonary bronchus. But here these seromucinous gland, they are absent in bronchioles. These seromucinous gland you don't find in bronchioles. Instead you find the smooth muscle layer, thin layer of smooth muscles you find here. So as you go down the respiratory tree, you don't find the height of the cells decrease, and the goblet cells which you find here, mostly the goblet cells, these cells are the goblet cells. This is the pinhead. I have pointed toward the one goblet cell in the epithelium. Between the pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium you find the goblet cells, but in the bronchus, in the bronchioles, they go on decreasing. So these goblet cells are replaced by Clara cells, and instead of hyaline masses you find smooth muscle layer, and the seromucinous glands also decrease as you go down the respiratory tract. So this is the terminal bronchiole, and here I will show you another respiratory bronchiole. You see here, this is the respiratory bronchiole. Here you find, why I am telling you it is a respiratory bronchiole, because it has outpouchings, alveolar outpouchings or alveolar outpocketings. These are the respiratory bronchioles having alveolar outpocketings. Okay. So the respiratory bronchioles, they are lined by simple cuboidal epithelium, and here you see the muscle layer, smooth muscle layer also decreases. So what is the importance of smooth muscle layer here? Here you see, this is another terminal, this is a respiratory bronchiole where you see the alveolar outpocketings, and you find some smooth muscles also present here. So what is the importance of smooth muscles? If you clinically correlate this, you will find that these contraction of smooth muscle leads to asthma. So we use bronchodilators in case of asthma. So all these are the alveoli. These bubbles are the alveoli lined by simple squamous epithelium, and here you find the lining epithelium is made up of two types of pneumocytes, that is type 1 pneumocyte covering a surface area of 85 to 90%, and type 2 pneumocyte, it covers about 5%. Type 1 pneumocyte is simple squamous. Type 2 pneumocytes, they are for releasing of surfactants, which decreases the surfactant tension and it prevents the alveoli from collapsing. So type 2 pneumocytes, they are lamellated bodies, and they cover only 5% of the alveolar surfaces, and you may find brush cells also. These are sensory cells, the brush cells, they are provided with microvilli. And what are the types of cells you find, total types of cells you find in the respiratory tract? First of all, you see this is ciliated columnar epithelium, then certain then goblet cells are also present, ciliated columnar ciliated cell, ciliated columnar cell, goblet cells, number 2. Then you may find these goblet cells are replaced by Clara cells. As you go down the respiratory tract, these Clara cells, they release a surface active agent, that is the Clara CCl16, lecithin type substance, which also decreases the surface tension. Then you find brush cells, which are sensory cells, then granule cells, which belong to the neuroendocrine system. So like this you find almost basal cells, So almost 7 to 10 types of cells you find. Then type 1, type 2 pneumocytes, I told you. So all these types of cells you find in the respiratory tract. So this is one terminal bronchiole. See, this is one terminal bronchiole, and these are blood vessels, the pulmonary vessels or the pulmonary vein, because it is thin walled, the pulmonary vein or bronchial vein you find here. The blood vessels, all these are blood vessels. Okay, so this is all about the slide of the lungs. So these two you can see, these are the terminal bronchioles, the wavy in appearance with presence of smooth muscles but no cartilage. So these two are the terminal bronchioles. This is one pulmonary vein, this is another pulmonary vein, all these are the pulmonary veins. Here also you find the pieces of cartilages. So this whole thing is a bronchus. You see, the pieces of cartilages are there, hyaline pieces of cartilages. This is another intrapulmonary bronchus, but of short caliber, small caliber. This is a large caliber bronchus. You see, so many pieces. You see, these all are hyaline cartilaginous mass. So by seeing the hyaline cartilaginous mass, you will know that it is a bronchus. It is very clear here. And the lining epithelium is pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium. These are the smooth muscles. So the smooth muscle will lie in the lamina propria. Then comes your submucosa. In the submucosa you find the seromucinous glands, which is absent in the bronchioles. And here outside is the adventitia. So this is all about the slide of the lungs. Thank you.